a situation of crisis requires special attention. So in this scenario where remote working has become one of the part of everyone's life, leaders need to take up extra responsibility to engage their employees and motivate them to work harder. So today in our Top Talk session, we have with us Sulbha Kaushal Rai, the Chief People Officer of RenewY, to discuss with us the different best practices she has experienced in terms of driving the performance management in the organization. Before we start off the interview, let me introduce you to Sulbha Kaushal Rai. She has a multifaceted 15 years long experience in the human capital profession focused on the area of strategic HR interventions driving business optimization. She has an experience of working in a Big Four and has been an entrepreneur for 4 years building a strategic HR consulting firm before joining RenewY as Chief People Officer. Her strengths are in designing and conceptualizing sophisticated processes, driving organizational and people capabilities. A very warm welcome to you, Sulbha, for doing this with us.
Thank you, Deepika.
Yeah. So, the first thing I would like to ask you is, this pandemic situation has impacted everyone's life in some way or the other, right? So how has it impacted the performance of the employees?
Yeah, I think it has been extremely tough, not only in terms of, managing the performance, but overall well-being, their mental and physical well-being. So I think it's been more than a year now, and it has continued to be a tough phase. So managing performance, the way we have always believed in that performance is always an outcome. And what we as organization and managers can do is only, focus on the inputs. And when I say inputs, it's all about, how do you drive your people? How do you handhold them? And in these times where, the way of doing business, the way we connect, everything has changed. How do you upskill them and how do you get them and prepare them to be able to perform what they're expected to? So yes, it hasn't been a smooth ride. We have learned and evolved over a period of time. A lot of us have kind of, done a little bit of hit and trial also, because there were no recipes for quick success to manage a situation like this. So yes, we evolved and we focused on what inputs to give to people. What different, support mechanisms to provide to them. And then ultimately, monitor them to be able to maintain the levels of expected performance.
Correctly said. Like, it is a trial and error concept, because remote working is something which in India, we are facing it since last year, right? It was not very prevalent before that. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was always there as policies. A lot of organizations did build policies, and it was always good to have and showcase that we are a flexible working organization. But when it comes to actual implementation, it's a different ballgame altogether.
Right. Absolutely agree. So in this scenario, remote working scenario, what are the proactive steps which you are taking in terms of, employee engagement and elevating their performance?
So I think employee engagement continues to, remain, the way we are able to connect with them at different levels. It cannot just be only focused on the work, the attendance and the outcomes, but, have a different touch points with the employees. At RenewY, we have been doing several things, and when we talk about employee engagement with respect to performance management, I think some of the things that we have proactively done is, as part of our BCP, we ensured that people had the right tools and, technology available to them to be able to smoothly work. Likewise, managers had the measures to, ensure that their people have, all the infrastructure, in terms of the hardware, etc., or, monitoring mechanism. Secondly, HR teams and managers were involved in ensuring, that while, their performance is kind of being managed, how can we additionally support them to, manage working from home? Because even for employees, it's a different experience altogether.
Right.
So helping them, connect remotely and change their conversation when they're interacting with the customers or the partners that we have. How do you now, and in the changing dynamics, what is the new, conversation or the pitch that needs to be done? So, training on those things. And so engagement moved a lot, while managing performance, ensuring their well-being, ensuring the well-being of their families. And at the same time, ensuring that they have all the required support they may have in the tough times. So the way we and the leadership connecting with people across different locations. So thankfully, technology made that possible. So more frequent connects there happened, and we created various platforms to engage with our employees. Where they could give feedback, they could connect, they could share responses. So I think, all these things helped us engage with our people. And our training team really stepped up, they quickly came up with, modules, right from, how to use technologies to, how to communicate remotely, how to be effective remotely. So I think all put together were different things that we did to engage and ensure that people felt safe, people felt heard, and they were able to, deliver as per the expectations.
Right. So as you talked about, feedback being an integral part during this pandemic situation of engagement, employee engagement. So in your opinion, do you think that formalizing the feedback process and having a regular check-in platform will make a difference in the entire performance management experience?
All the time. And actually, I'm personally a big, follower of feedback, and I'm, truly believe in this concept. Unfortunately, a lot of people feel nervous while giving, at both the situations, while giving as well as receiving feedback. Unfortunately, it has some kind of a negative connotation, associated, and people are scared about it. But I think when delivered correctly with the right intention, effectively and continuously, that's when, both the parties, both the recipient and the giver, becomes more comfortable and confident about, giving the right and, true feedback. Right. So, again, I think in this we really evolved, and I take a lot of pride in seeing this. And I haven't seen this practice in a lot of companies. Most companies follow annual appraisal process, and while sales organizations have a very measured and easy to evaluate matrices for people, but for the non-sales and the other functions, it always remains qualitative. So how do you really measure? And at the end of the year, right, a lot of times people just forget what happened in the initial quarters, or what was the struggle or what great work they did. So last year we completely revamped the performance process, the way we manage it, and from the annual cycle we moved to the quarterly cycle. So even for the non-sales, everybody moved to a quarterly cycle. What it helped us is, it gave the flexibility to the teams to clearly align themselves with the organization goals, because last year, like, the Panta, it was complete surprise for everybody, not right, just in India, across the world. So, organizations, when we started our planning last year in, Feb, March, things were different. We did not anticipate a lockdown to happen and things to move in such a different trajectory.
Right.
So, our goals also change, our priorities change, um, we also started looking at, more technology-based solutions to reach out to the customer, make a platform as contactless as possible. And, things shaped up very differently than what was earlier planned.
Right.
It was important that all the departments, not just the sales, but even the non-sales, the technology, the marketing, the HR, everybody is working towards achieving, the new or the revised, priorities and objectives of the organization. And this quarterly assessment helped us, all the teams, to shift gears quickly, completely be aligned to the overall organization objective. And because it was a quarterly process, the managers were interacting with their team members on a quarterly basis, on checking on the progress, things going well, things not going well. So feedback, started happening frequently. Right. And which made people both sides understand what is the expectation, take course correction, or at the same time appreciate and reward people who have been able to put in the extra and deliver more. So I think been quite a journey, and people have appreciated the effort. And I think it has, as an organization, it has really helped us remain sharply focused. And that's also a testimony in the way we have been able to deliver our results. So I think, the frequent check-ins and the frequent feedbacks are really very powerful. Really helps everyone. We really focus to the, one direction of the organization.
Right, absolutely. So, as you mentioned that you have changed the frequency of your appraisal and everything. So in this tough times where managers and employees are away from each other, so there are chances where the goal orientation sometimes get disrupted. Like the employees do not know what to prioritize and how to prioritize and when to prioritize. So how do you handle all this situation?
Good question. And I think one of the best parts of making quarterly goals is really, you are able to chunk your goals, and have smaller milestones. And it is less overwhelming also, all of, you give a target to an organization, it is so many, thousands of crores, it's overwhelming. And you said, no, in the quarter, this is how much this is, and, this is what we need to do. I think quarterly goals helps you sharply focus. And prioritization happens because, as an organization, if I have to deliver this, what are these 3 things, 4 things we need to do? And there's no point, and we very strongly urge all the department heads, and then the way their goals are cascaded to managers, to even to the, manage the last mile, that to ensure that their goals are sharply focused and they have just 4 or 5 priorities, because it's no point having an endless task list and which is not going to get completed or not going to result in anything. So the quarterly goals helps us focus on the key priorities. That also helps the team to channelize their energies and focus on just 4 or 5 deliverables, and that automatically results in, and we keep questioning. If people do write more, add more actionable in their goal sheets, we ask them, is it going to help us achieve the objective? So there is always a question that's happening. Is this going to result in the organization objective? So I think when you start questioning it like that and you start evaluating things, I think that's when, even employees are comfortable. They also get clarity how their efforts are resulting into the outcomes. And when there is so much of transparency, everything becomes easy. The feedback becomes easy. The performance appraisals becomes easy. The ratings becomes easy. So I think this particular change in the performance management has really helped us do that.
Right. So, the last thing which I would like to ask you is, you talked about the importance of check-ins and importance of having feedback exchange in the system, right? So in this scenario, not only work-related check-ins, but there is also check-ins which involves the to take a note of the well-being, of the emotional well-being of the employees, right? But I would like to ask you how there must be a balance, right, between what is too much and what is too little. So how often do you think the check-ins should be done, which is both applicable for work related as well as for the a little bit informal check-ins, which we do generally for to fill up the void of the informal conversations which we usually have in our workplace. So yeah, I would like to know from you.
Yeah, I mean, I think we were losing the touch of having those informal conversations, and people tend to ignore and make fun of even asking, oh, you're only asking about how the person is feeling, or how's the family. But I think it's extremely important. These small little things of expressing care goes a long way. People are extremely stressed. I have personally been attending to a lot of calls, and I try to reach out to as many people as possible, and I've seen that there is genuinely a lot of stress, because either employees themselves are either undergoing some medical emergency, or their immediate family members, or even their distant relatives. So it does cause a lot of mental disturbance, and just asking them about how they are feeling, how's everyone at home. All of us are spending more than 8 hours now at work, and this is the time where at workplaces where you are spending more active time than you are actually spending with your family members.
Right.
And if you can have people at workplace who can be like your extended family members, that is nothing better than that. We keep talking about organizations, and we keep talking about say, for example, forces. My husband is in the army, and I know how pride he keeps taking, saying in forces like a family. And I think if we can even bring some part of it and treat people like a extended family, I think it's a great thing to do. And I have seen people like that, because they know that they are genuinely concerned,
right,
and are taking effort. How frequent, I don't know, every day asking people how are you feeling today is not a bad idea. So yeah, I think that's just absolutely okay, and it's not too much. And then this stressful time is just a good thing to ask, and be more human about it.
True, absolutely true. Bringing the humanity in the entire system, making the system more human. Absolutely agree with you. Thank you, Sulbha, for doing this interview and sharing your insights.
Yeah.
It was a great interaction with you, and all the insights which you shared enriched me with knowledge, as well as all the viewers who will be seeing. I'm sure they will get to learn so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Deepamika. It was a pleasure talking to you, and thank you for bringing this very important topic today. I think a lot of times performance is only seen as just either a carrot or a stick. I think it's beyond that. I think the way you can get best from the employees is not only by only rewards or punishment, but I think just being connected to them, being more transparent to them, sharing expectations clearly, and channelizing their energy in the right direction where the organization is headed. I think that goes a long way in ensuring that you have a high performing team who is highly charged and motivated and engaged.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Deepamika. Thanks for that.
Yeah.